Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the CE Tool Den. And on today's episode, we have another big hand tool hyper tough haul. All right, so this wasn't bought in one day. This was actually multiple days worth of purchases because this is definitely a lot to absorb. But I gotta say, for what it is, this is extremely budget friendly. So let's get the review. I'm gonna open everything up and then we can review everything. All right, guys, let's start with the pliers over here. So I'm gonna start with these pliers right here. Here's a set of needle nose, 8-inch needle nose pliers. These seem very well made, but uh, it is kind of like some other brands. One of them is always bigger than the other one. I've noticed this happens. I've even seen Klein do it. I definitely have some pliers that are kind of like that. This has kind of a diagonal uh, groove serrations, but not like a not a straight serration, a vertical serration. So it's kind of diagonal. That actually probably is meant so it'll grab pretty good. Let me get this better for you guys. There it is. There you guys can see it right there. So it's kind of down. So I think they did that, but I think a cross hatching would have been better. I think every plier company should be doing that by now because it's definitely the technology is there to say, okay, this grabs better. You know what I mean? This has got a little bit of looseness, which is what we want. It's got a little stiffness over here, so over time we can work that out or put some oil on it. But this is really indicative of how good the grips are over here. I really love. I gotta say, these grips are absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving the Hyper Tough grips. They're very good. I just want this to loosen up over here in time. But I mean, we get a good grab on this. Let's try grabbing a nail. Yeah, you got a good grab over there, guys. Let me try this. Yeah, definitely good. All right, so these are definitely a go. I'm glad I got these. The only thing is, if you look at it, it's nice and nice from the sides and the back, but when you get up to the top, you can see where this one is a little bit skinnier. This one's a little bit skinnier than that one. That one's got a little bit more bulkiness to it. But like I said, I've seen a lot of other brands do the same thing, even the bigger brands. So that's a manufacturing issue where they're grinding. I don't know, doing the wrong grinds. Here is the extended reach, like a pistol grip version. Again, this is probably, I think all this stuff is made by WorkPro. Not WorkPro, well, Great Star Industrial. But they look a lot like the WorkPro stuff. So, oh, and the pliers. Let's give you guys the barcode so you guys can see it. And it's made in Vietnam. It says durable CRV steel, dual material comfort grip, induction hardened edges. Oh, actually, you know what? It's induction hardened edges. So let's see if we can cut some wire with it. There's no wire on this part, but let's see if we can cut that. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's try cutting some 12-2 Romex. I don't know if this will work. This side's got the 12-2. Oh, this one's tough because the cutters aren't. Yeah, that's not doing good, guys. Yeah, this one's not that greatest. I know, like, there's a lot of other brands that are, like, not the best at cutting with the needle nose. And this one's not. This one's among them. So, we're going to disqualify this one on here. So, all right, we'll put that one to the side. But I do like the comfort grips. I do like that it is functional. Actually, I think we loosened it up by putting all that pressure on it. So, actually, it's pretty good. Look at that. It's opened up more now. All right, see? Under use load. It'll work. Now we'll do the pistol grip one. This one definitely doesn't have cutters. I wouldn't want to be cutting with that. This does have that same diagonal pattern here. Oh, wait a minute. Is that cross hatching at the top? Looks like it might be. It looks like it's got a little bit of cross hatching there, guys. Just like in a small area. I don't know if it's from the manufacturing or what. it's got like, it's got the appearance of it, but I don't know. It could just be from the way that it's machined, and it gives you that appearance. Let me put it on this side, guys. Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably just the machining and just the appearance. When you're hitting it with the light, it kind of has that look. It's got like an appearance of cross hatching. Um, Again, let's do a pull test there. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, this thing's wow. This thing's got some grip to it. Again, if this would have had cross hatching, sky's the limit. But this one definitely grips. This thing grips, guys. Wow, I can already feel that. This one's actually better machined because both sides are pretty close to each other, size-wise, compared to the other one. This one's a little bit bigger than this side, but it's pretty close. Like I said, even the bigger brands have that. So this one has a little bit of a gap to it. Is that intentional? I don't know, because it's got this steel spring over here. So when you squeeze it, I think it's meant to have that gap, guys. Because over here it's closed, but it's open over here. But I don't know. It's just closed in the front. I think it's just to grab, because the way this is machined over here. Look, if you look at there's a groove here where the teeth end. It's like a step. You know what I mean? I can see that step here too. I don't know. I don't know if that means anything, or if that's meant to be there. So just to let you guys know. Let's give you the barcode. Let's get the front barcode, because that one kind of ripped on the pistol grip. They're 11 inches, guys. This is also made in Vietnam. So just throw these out now. Let's start with all of these vice grips, locking pliers. So starting from left to right, we have the 10-inch straight jaw locking pliers, the 10-inch curved jaw locking pliers, the 9-inch long nose locking pliers, the 7-inch curved jaw locking pliers, the 8-inch straight jaw locking pliers, and then the 6-inch long nose locking pliers. So these are all made in Vietnam. They're all in the same. So I know the quality is going to be pretty decent on these because of the Vietnamese style of manufacturing. I like Vietnamese manufacturing, guys. I can't stress it enough. It's definitely an upgrade from China. It's not Taiwan, but it's definitely not China either. I like the way these feel. It's got that same style of Milwaukee design with a little bottom loop, so you can put a screwdriver in here to tighten. You can rotate if you're on something that you're trying to lock. Really nice little spring. It's got the comfort grip all the way around. I like it. So let's tighten this one up a little bit more, so we can hear that snap. Oops, I went too tight with it. Yeah, that one's good right there. Guys, this is definitely a nice set of locking pliers. Again, these are not my Malcos, Irwins, or Bremen. But these actually are pretty decent, guys. There's no play there. Let's try opening it up and see if there's any play. Slight wiggle. Let's try to check these out. Very low wiggle. I know some of these have a lot more wiggle. This one has like a cross hatching on the tip. Nice. Okay, I'm impressed with that. This one does not have the cross hatching. This has just the regular standard vertical. Let's check the straight jaws. Nope. So this one's actually pretty nice, the curved jaw. Let's see if the little curved jaw has that same feature. It does. So this thing's really meant for grabbing. Heavy, hardcore stuff. Here's the mini straight jaws, and then here's the long nose. Same style. All right, let's grab something. Let's grab this nail, guys. Let's grab this. Use the small one and see how this reacts. Oh yeah, guys, this is solid. This you can feel how powerful this is. Let me get my screwdriver, and then you can make adjustments as you need. Tighten it, loosen it. Like right now, I'm loosening it a little bit because it is on tight, guys. Very tight. This is fantastically tight. Let's try a curve jaw. Let's try the big one. Will this grab the head? Nah, let's try. We'll use the small one. All right, so we're gonna try to grab the head of the nail, and we'll try to pull on it and see if this, how good the grab is on this one. So we're gonna loosen this up a little bit. We're gonna grab this. All right, this is on pretty tight. Let me see. Oop. Okay. Just trying to get a good adjustment on that. All right, so we got a good grab on this head. It did move offset a little bit. This one moved a little bit to the right, and this one moved a little bit to the left, so it's a little bit offset. And it reflects a little bit here, but the grab is phenomenal. Now we can just tighten this up if we need to. Oh yeah, that's tight. Let's loosen it up a little bit. I like this feature, guys. I know Milwaukee has had this for a long time. It's made in the same. The Milwaukees are made in the same factory as the Bremen, but to the tolerances of what Milwaukee likes on theirs. Yeah, see, this has a little bit of a wiggle here. So I think that's what you're seeing when I'm grabbing. Let me try to tighten this up, guys. That grabbed nicely. And I got it right there in the teeth, and this thing's not going anywhere. All right. I can always tighten it up if I want to go tight. That's pretty good. It's good a feature. I mean, guys, these aren't perfect. They're not meant to be perfect. You know what I mean, guys? So let's grab this one with the needle nose, the long nose. See how these are. Oops. That was a little bit too tight. You're going to squeeze that one to death here. All right, that is a little bit loose. And now it's on really tight. And this thing is solid. Let's take a look how solid this is. That's how solid it is. It's not even moving. I can actually just jab it in there and just stab the wood with it, and it's not moving. This thing is on tight. The teeth on this are pretty sharp. Let's take a look at the teeth. No damage to the teeth. Okay, that passes my test a little bit. Let's grab this one. Let's see how these are. Let's tighten this sucker up here. Now this one moves a little bit to the side too, so it's a little bit offset. So this side is off a little bit over there, and this one is, and you can see it in the jaw a little bit. But let's see how good the grab is. I don't know if I have it on tight enough. Yep, it's on tight. All right, so and let's just look at the teeth. No damage. So I'm sure they're hardened in the factory or something. It says twist lock for free setup, pinch free design, built-in wire cutter. So it does have a built-in wire cutter, guys. Like right there. Kind of like the Malcos and some Irwins. So let's try the wire cutter here. We're not going to cut anything bigger than something like this. And it cuts pretty easy, guys. All of these have the little wire cutter. Let's see the little one. This one didn't cut all the way. This one kind of offset. It like pinched. All right, so that was a fail. Is it because I don't have it in all the way? No, this one's pinching, guys. So that's a fail. Let's try this, the needle nose one. Maybe this one will work. Because that other one cut good. Nope. I don't know if it's me or the wire. Let me try the little one here. Yep, the little one works. So 2 out of these 4 work and these don't work. So make sure you have diagonal cutters with you. Oh, this one's not cutting because it's not even together. Look at that. Because of the maybe that's why it's not cutting. Like this one, I don't expect it to cut because look. Well, that's not a wire cutter anyway. That's not a wire cutter. Well, it's got the cutting action right there, but maybe that's why it's pinching. It's pinching there, but it cut with this one. So I guess with some of these, it's a hit or miss. So let me try and with the zip tie, guys. Yeah, it's pinching over here. Maybe I should tighten it up. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see if it works. I mean, it kind of cut. I think I tightened it too much. Yeah, I gotta loosen this up. Yeah, it's pinching, but it cut. You know what I mean? It gives you like a little pinch, but a cut pinch. So it'll cut the zip tie. I mean, like I said, this is going to be hit or miss. It grabs really well. With some of these, when it grabs, it's going to, because there's some play here, it's going to grab off, kind of offset. So, I mean, this isn't the highest quality type of locking pliers or vice grips, however we want to call them. But some of these are actually pretty good. It's going to be hit or miss, whichever one you get. I'm not saying they're crap, because they're not. Some of these are really good, and some of these are decent. So it's a deciding factor. This is not as good as the Bremen or the Malcos or the Vice Grips brand, but it's good for, it'll do the job. Let's put it that way. They grab very well. There's nothing wrong with them as far as grabbing wise, but they are quality wise, they're decent to good, and that's it. They're not great. They're never going to be great. They're not going to be something they're not. So here is the 7-inch curved jaw. There's your barcode. That way you guys can have that one. Here is the 8-inch straight jaw locking pliers. Barcode. Here is the 6-inch long nose locking pliers. Barcode right there. Barcode. And then I'm going to show you the 9-inch long nose. There's your barcode. Here is the 10-inch straight jaw locking pliers. And then last but not least, the 10-inch curved jaw locking pliers. All right, so I'm going to say, so far, I'm going to give you an assessment at the end of the this video and see what we think. But so far, it's some of it is good, performance good, and some of it, but it's still good. let's check out this, the mechanical pencil. So we know we have the Milwaukee, we have the Pika, we have the Ox, we have the Klein version. I mean, I really like those. And I guess my two favorite ones are going to be more like the Ox. I love the Pika too. I don't know. It's kind of like hit or miss, guys, with this. See, let's get the Pika and compare it to the Pika, because the Pika was the main event. You know what I mean? They started it all. They started this type of scribe penciling thing. I mean, it's very similar design. It has the little barbs to grab on, just like the Pika does. It's a smaller barb compared to the Pika, but they're very comparable. It's a little bit longer than the Pika, lengthwise. I mean, let's take a look at the two. There you go. Yeah, the Hypertop's a little bit longer. The quality on the Pika is very good. Made in Germany. This one is made in China. By the way, here's your barcode, in case you guys need it. All right, so I gotta say, I like this. Let's try to write on it. Yeah, it's a good pencil, guys. It's not. It feels a little bit different. I think the Pika might have a little bit more rigidity to it. Like, this is rigid, very rigid. The plastic is, I would say, a slightly hair thinner. Now, as far as the pencil part is concerned, they pretty much feel very similar. As far as, yeah, they feel very similar, guys. It's just the sheath for the pencil. This one feels a little bit thinner, but it's got good quality. It's not horrible, or it's better than decent. I would say this is definitely a go. It's got a sharpener at the bottom too, kind of like the Pika. I would have loved to have seen the sharpener appear. So now you have to remove this. This is the part that sucks with the Pika and the Hypertough, is it's got the barbs there. So you're going to have to, like, if you have this clipped onto a pouch or belt or bag or whatever, you're going to have, and you need to sharpen it, you have to remove this, and the barbs will grab. This type of design will grab as you're trying to pull this out. So you got to make sure you kind of push it down, pull it out, and then pop it up. But that's the same design as the Pika. So that's one of the negatives for the Pika and the Hypertough. And I think the Ox might be the same way, but at least the Ox has the sharpener on the top, on the like sideways, so you don't even have to remove the Ox one. I think the Klein might be the same way too. So the Klein might be in that same boat. The Milwaukee, at least you can sharpen it from the top. So that's a good design. Pika's, like I said, Pika's the originator. This one's very nice. I have no problems with this. This is definitely a recommend, guys. Actually, I'll say it right now. Recommend. It's not perfect, but it's not a bad item. Here is the flashlight. So we're gonna test out the flashlight, but this has a few modes. Here is your USB-C charging. Comes with this lanyard and USB-C charger with USB-C to USB-A. There's your little rubber cover. It's got a clip. It's a one-way clip, so you can't put it on your cap, but it clips this way. It's not a deep carry. It's decent clip. It's stiff right now, but I'm sure that'll loosen up in time. It's made out of like an aluminum, which I like. It's got this nice modern look to it. There's your lanyard hole, and it's got a magnet. So let's test out the magnet. This, I gotta say, this feels like a high quality flashlight. This one's impressive, guys. I actually am impressed with this one. What does the package say as far as lumens is concerned? Because I don't see anything there. All right, let's see. This does have UV light. It's got a built-in magnet. It's IPX4 water resistant. It's got 8 modes: area high, area low, spot high, spot low, UV turbo, red, and red flash. All right, here it is. Here's your number. So I guess it goes up to 800 lumens. So it says area high 250 lumens for 5 hours and a half, and it's got an 18 meter distance. Area low 70 lumens, 13 hours, and a 10 meter distance. Spot high 330 lumens, 2.5 hours, and 45 meters distance. And the spot low is 70 lumens, 5.5 hours, and 20 meters low. And that's on the regular modes. And then you have the turbo, which is the 800. It's got a 5 volt USB 1 amp input. Charging time is 2 hours, guys. So on turbo, this is what we got. This is the directions. I'm going to show you guys the directions here. So in case you lose them, in case I lose them, there they are. The power switch will cycle, high mode. All right, so let's try it out, guys. Oh, all right, so we're going to try it out now. So the top button, it's got 2 buttons on the side. So the top button is your floodlight, I guess you want to call it. It starts off on high, and then you click it again, it goes to low. So high to low, click, click, right? So there is your high. Now let's go to turbo, which is your 800 lumens, which is long press. Oh, sorry, not long press, double press. Oops. Oops. Hold on, I'm confused over here for a second. Turbo mode, 2 seconds long press. Sorry, that was my bad. There it is. That's turbo mode, guys. Very bright. That's your 800 lumens right there. All right. So this also has a blue light. Double press. That's your UV light. It's only one power level. There's no low, medium, or high. And then you have your side light, which is the bottom button. It starts off at low. You press it again, it goes to high. You shut it off, and then long press it, and you get red light. There's red light. You push the button one time while in red light, it goes to blinking red light. And then that's it. So it's a very, very simple flashlight. Just got to get used to something like this, because at least the other ones are more, this one's not as complicated as some of the other ones we've done in the past. But I like this light. It's very well made, guys. So here is the barcode for the flashlight. It uses a 1200 milliamp hour battery, by the way. And I gotta say, this light is good. This is a very nice light. I highly recommend this. Like, this is one of the things I could say that this is one of the good ones here. One of Hypertough's better tools. And this is kind of in the automotive section, by the way. This isn't in the tool section. So just be advised that that's what's going on. All right. So this is a recommend, guys. I love this light. This is a very nice light, and it's gonna find its way in one of my tool bags. Let's do the ratchets, because this one's an interesting set. I'm not a big fan of their long extended reach ratchets. I don't know. There's something about those ratchets that kind of, like, they're not as good as, like, say, Pittsburgh. I consider Pittsburgh ratchets from Harbor Freight very good. They've never failed me. I have them in the truck loadout. I mean, I have my Snap-on ratchets, Mac Tools ratchets, my Icon Gen 1s, Gen 2s, my Die Hard ratchets in the shop. That's what I use in the shop. But as far as my truck loadout, but for a long time during my broke years, I used to sport the Pittsburgh stuff, and it never failed me. Never broke a ratchet, never broke any of the teeth, nothing. It's always been quality, standard quality for me, like a high quality from, in my book. Never had to warranty a ratchet, nothing. They've been awesome to me. Maybe not to you. Some people, it depends how you abuse them. Mine sometimes were abused, and sometimes they weren't. They were treated, really nicely. But here is a ratchet that I do feel like is worth taking a look, guys. So you have your 1/4 inch pear head ratchet. There's your barcode, and it's made in Vietnam. All the ratchets are made in Vietnam. Here's your 3/8 pear head. There's your barcode, Vietnam. Then here is your 1/2 inch pear head ratchet, made in Vietnam. And I gotta say, this has a satin finish, guys. This is very satin finished. It's got a 90 tooth. It's got the locking button, the release button for the sockets. That's nice and smooth. That's your 3/8, nice and smooth. And there's your 1/4 inch, nice and smooth. This is a satin finish, guys. So don't expect this to be chrome. This is a more of a squarey type of ratchet. Kind of reminds me of the Craftsman ratchets, the raised panel, but without being a raised panel. But like the shape of it, kind of. But this is definitely a lot more comfortable than the Craftsman. This is so rounded and smooth. Like, this is really nice. They're really nice to hold in the hand. I actually like these ratchets compared to the flex heads that they offer from Hypertough. I think they need to go with another manufacturer. I don't know. There's something off about those. It's got a nice little switch over here. It'll smooth switch. Not a snap. It's not a snappy switch. Let's try the 3/8. That 3/8 actually has a little bit more of a snap. This one doesn't. This one's a little bit looser. So I wonder if I can tighten that up a little bit, make it a little bit more snappier. And this one is kind of in between these two as far as the switch is concerned. Now check this out, guys. This is why I am a proponent in this, right? These ratchets have very, very low back drag. I mean, look at this. Very low back drag. And Holly on her 89 Tools channel, she did a comparison with the Koken versus this, and definitely the Koken still is never going to be beat. They still have the best for the lowest back drag. But this is a very low back drag. And this is a budget ratchet, guys. This is so smooth. It's got a 90 tooth design. I got to say, I want to compare the smoothness almost to the Quinn or the gear wrenches. The 90 tooth gear wrench, 90 tooth Quinn. Because the Pittsburgh ones are 72 tooth. But they feel good. They're smooth. They're very low back drag. But here is the... say that? Very low back drag. Even the 1/2 inch. Oops, wrong one. Wrong way. See that? That means it's not holding. If it was holding like that, like this, then it'd be a high back drag, but it's not. This thing is low. So it's definitely a really nice ratchet. I love the satin feel and finish. It's smooth. It's got the Hypertough stamped in, etched in, into the steel. I like it. I'm giving these a shot, guys. They're really nice. You can open up the ratchets, grease them if you want to. They have a little mini Torx. I don't know if that's a T8. So it's one here and then two in the back. If you want to service them, throw some lube on them. But I gotta say, these are really nice. I think I'm gonna enjoy these. I bought these because they definitely feel like the better quality ratchet. If you're gonna get a better quality ratchet at Walmart, Hypertough, this is what I recommend. I do not recommend the flexes. I don't know why everybody is in love with the flexes. I mean, they do have low back drag ish, and they seem to be fine, but I don't know, man. I just have a funny feeling about those ratchets. I don't know. There's a lot of play on the flex head parts that you can kind of like go left and right. I'm not a big fan of that, guys. I like a little bit more tighter tolerance, and you definitely get that with the Pittsburghs from Harbor Freight. I just love those Pittsburghs, guys. They can't. The Hypertough flex heads can't compete with what Harbor Freight has, but these actually can compete with what Harbor Freight has. Whether it is a Quinn or the Pittsburgh, even though this is a 90 tooth versus the 72 tooth of the Quinn versus in Pittsburgh. See, let's take the 3/8 for example. Here's your Quinn. The Quinn is longer. for the 3/8 head. I like the quality of the Quinn very much so, because this is like a basically gear wrench. I think the Hypertough might have a lower back drag. I mean, it just feels better for back drag. As far as quality is concerned, I mean, it's going to be pick your poison, but I really like the quality. I love the comfort grips of the Quinn, but these feel good in the hand. They do feel good in the hand. They're nice and smooth, nice and rounded, no sharp corners. This is comfortable. This is a shorter ratchet. Again, here is the 1/4 inch versus the 1/4 inch, and you look, see the size difference? I mean, you have that, and here's the 1/2 inch and versus the 1/2 inch. And then the heads are going to be a little bit bulkier versus the Quinn. Quinn's got a low profile design, but it is a little thicker, like wider from the heads. So, I mean, it's a trade-off. You guys got to decide for yourselves what you guys want. You know, you get the chunkierness from the Hypertough, but this Hypertough is actually thicker, where that 1/2 inch was thicker. And then here is the Quinn and Hypertough. So the Quinn's a little wider. Let's get a socket. So this is another item that we have that we bought because SAE. I wanted a Hypertough SAE with the Hyperbite. So they have these Nano sockets, and kind of like the Duratex, the Quinns, but this is the 3/8 SAE, and we have the Hypertough, the Hyperbite sockets, but they have like a different design than this. But this does use a Hyperbite technology, which I really like, and the number of sizes are etched into the foam here. It's a nice, decent foam. It's decent, not the best foam, but let's try the 3/8 here. Put that in there. We'll talk more about the sockets in a minute, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a test here. Where is my test rig? All right, so we're going to take the ratchet. We got a 9/16 in. This is a 9/16 nut. And we're going to put it on. Let's just make sure we have it in the right orientation. This doesn't have off and on. It just says left or right. So right is to tighten, left is to loosen. We're using these Nano sockets here, that way we can test out the Nano sockets and you can see it in action versus the fitment is very good on the Nano sockets, just to say, guys. I gotta say, guys, this is very smooth. This is very nice. This is the 3/8, by the way, guys. And there it is. That's as far as I got. And then it does have a little bit of play here. I guess it's kind of reminiscent of the gear wrench. It doesn't stick out, but let's take out the socket and see what happens. Yeah, this is a little bit, it seems like the ball is a little bit more forward compared to, it's just like the gear wrench, guys. So you're going to have a little bit more play for back and forth. I'm going to try a different socket. Let's see how that fits. All right, let's check this out. Here is a Craftsman V series. Let's see how that works. All right, this one has less play. I think it's that Nano socket. Because look, it definitely a lot better when you compare it to this, because the ball detent here, it's kind of like, okay, so that's, I guess it's going to be trivial depending on the socket that you use, guys. So this one's in pretty good, and it's grabbing very well with the locking mechanism. So it is very good. Like I say, these are a go with me, guys. I say try them out. Better than the flex head. I just don't trust the flex head. You know, I like these guys. I saw these, and the first time I grabbed them, I'm like, these feel like like really low back drag. So I mean, it is what it is. So here is the Nano sockets. They have that groove similar to the Astros, and because this is like a 3/8, this is gonna fit that 17 millimeter Astro. So this is the Astro ratchet, the smaller one. And let's see how it fits into this thing. It's got the grooves in there. Let's see if there's any play. All right, it's in there solid, guys. So the ring in here, inside the ratchet, accepts very well with, is very compatible with the Hyper Tough, as it should be. Look at this. Wow, I like this, guys. Very smooth. This is very compatible with the Astro ratchet, so that's good. Pop it out. Then you got to pop it on the other side for forward and reverse. You just got, this one doesn't have the switch. We do have the Mac Tools one. I got to get the one for this size with the switch, because this is going to be annoying for the ratchet. But I got to say, this is a really nice ratcheting mechanism, and it's a pass-through. Will this pass through here? Yep. Wrong side, guys. It's in there solid. Let's try putting it in there. Yeah, that's good. Yep. All right. These are a definite go. These little Nano sockets. And they have Hyperbite. So it grabs very well. These are definitely a get, I would say. These are made in China, but so far so good. That is your sizes included. There's your barcode. 12-piece 3/8 SAE. I want to see a half-inch set, because this will go with that 36-piece that I got, but they have a different style of bite system, and this is different. So I want to see a SAE set of this type or the other one. Maybe make a master set just like they did with the other one. But in the meantime, this is there's nothing out in the market like this at this budget price point. So I recommend these guys. It's got a nice little thick foam. It's not the best foam I've seen, but it works, and it's in there. It's, you know, it's got a place. It's got the hex cut out. I wonder if they're laser cut. I'm sure they are, and the numbers are all etched into the foam. So I like it. This is a good go with me. We also got these magnetic spark plug sockets with the swivel. This is pretty nice. And look, that feels like metal. I don't know why that's different. It's got that black ring around it. I don't know if it's a design aesthetic or a function, because over here you can see the pin in there and the ball. I mean, it's magnetic too, guys. So it is what it is. But you get two different. They only sell two different sizes. So they have the 9/16. This is, by the way, a 3/8 drive. They're both 3/8 drive. So this is your 5/8, and this is your 9/16, which is also the same as a 14 millimeter. So let's try them out. Use the Hyper Tough ratchet. Yeah, this is pretty nice, guys. I can see this working. Put an extension over here. I do have the Quinn set with the rubber inside of the sockets for the spark plug set from Harbor Freight. That set is wonderful. Absolutely highly recommend it. But if you want this will be a supplement to that set, because this provides the magnetism. And like, again, this is only two different sizes, 9/16, aka 14 millimeters, 15 millimeters, or whatever that is. And then this one's the 5/8. I don't know what the metric is on this one. Maybe 16 millimeters, something to that effect. I don't know. That could be a 16 millimeter design. So I mean, this is pretty good. I wonder if this will grab one of these nuts. Look at that. Okay. And it's in there pretty good. I'm gonna have to get the pliers to get this out. So the magnet's on pretty good. This is good. There it is. Recommend, guys. This is definitely nice. Let me try to put it this way, see if it grabs. Oops. Did not grab there, but there it is. So you know this is going to grab the spark plug. It's got a good magnet. I can feel the magnetism here, and it's got a good magnet, but not a great magnet, but it's good. So you don't have to worry about your spark plugs not coming out when you're putting it, trying to pull out the socket. This is pretty nice, guys. Pretty darn nice. I like that. I'm going to try these out next time I got to do spark plugs, which was going to be sometime this summer, later in the summer. But highly recommend, not highly recommend, but I recommend. This is nice. I just wish there was a bigger set. We need to have a bigger set, or bring more of these out, because having just 2 sizes is not enough, guys. I'd like a whole set, kind of like my Quinn set. I love that Quinn set. So that's a go. And I guess that's it. So my final thoughts. I say, if you're going to buy ratchets at Walmart, Hyper Tough, these are the ones you want to buy. Not the flex heads, and not those other ones, that chrome pear-shaped all metal handle. I think those aren't very good, guys. Those aren't very good. This is quality right here. I feel like it's a good quality. It's comparable to like a Pittsburgh. I would say this is a comparable to a Pittsburgh, even though the Pittsburgh is a 72. This is the 92, and it's also almost in that Quinn realm, you know. And I kind of beg to gander that these might even have lower back drag than the Quinn. They feel so more smoother than the Quinn. Like this is, yeah. I mean, lower back drag. Give these guys a shot and let me know what you guys think. I'm glad I bought these. This is nice, but it's too small of a set. Like, it's not even, you only buy these by themselves. They should make a set. That's what I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that one. This is a go. I like these sockets. There's nothing like it in the budget realm. I mean, you can get RBRT grip edge sockets, and you know what you're paying for that. You're gonna sell your kid for the tool truck prices. And this is not a tool truck price. This is affordable. This is like $24, something like that. You're not selling your left kidney or anything like that. Your left kid, whatever. Your second born, first born. You're not giving away to the tool trucks. I like those. These are all good. This is a good pencil. If you guys want to be on the Hyper Tough, the case is a little bit thinner than the Pika version, but it's still very solid. Like, I mean, I'm squeezing here, and you can barely squeeze there. The pencil feels very similar in quality to the Pika, so I say this is a go, guys. This actually, out of everything, the flashlight's my favorite. It really is. Everything here, the flashlight is my favorite. This thing is going to be really good. I mean, I have a lot of great flashlights, you know, big name brands, but this is a pretty good flashlight, and this was only like $14.88, so about $15. For $15, you can't go wrong. This is very solidly built. Time will tell how many times I drop this, and if it'll last, it'll last. We'll come back with a future update on this if it breaks, and I'll let you guys know. Usually it'll be my fault, but this is very nice. This is my favorite out of everything here. This is definitely my favorite thing. Pliers is concerned. Actually, when we touched it and used this a little while ago, they loosened up even more. So I'm actually liking this. The only thing I don't like is the cutters on this. They're not gonna cut Romex, but again, this is a needle nose. You're not gonna cut Romex with the needle nose, because I've noticed that a lot of the needle nose pliers won't cut the Romex, but it'll cut the wire, like a single wire, like this. There you go. That's pretty much all you're using it for anyway. You're not cutting super hard things. If you want to cut super hard things, get the it's got whatever black coating on it is already wearing out, but That's typical of any plier. If you want to cut heavy things and stuff with the needles, get yourself a Klein. Get the Klein. Klein's going to be the best one for that. The machining could be a little better with this. I mean, even here, you can kind of see there's probably like a little bit of a curve. But they'll do the job. Not the best quality as far as machining is concerned, but a lot of brands do that too. I actually like these more, even though there's a bit of a gap here, because there's a step. See that step down? And I don't know if that's meant to be like that. I don't know, guys. You guys be the judge. But I do like these. These are very nice. I'll put these in the truck loadout. I like this. This grabs very well. These right here grab extremely well, but they're hit or miss on quality because they're not going to do everything that you want them to do. As far as like say the cutters. If you actually use the cutters on this, you shouldn't be using this for cutting. I'm going to say the cutting abilities of some of these or half of these is non-existent, guys. One or two of these actually did cut, but I'm not going to be using this for cutting. So in that regard, that's a no-fly zone with me on these. These are decent to good. Some of these were good. Some of these are decent. They're not great. They're not excellent. But they will do the job. I like the grips. I like the fact that you can put your screw in there, or you can put this on a ratchet and tighten it up that way. That part, like, it's kind of like a toss-up for me on these. I'm not gonna. These are definitely not on my recommend list. These are more in the middle. Like, if you're gonna use these as a vice grip, then it's a go. If you want to do more like wire cutting or whatever, no go. You know what I mean? Just stay away from these. Some of them do have a little bit of side-to-side play, and that plays a factor when you're squeezing on something. So you got to take that into consideration. Not the greatest quality, decent to good quality. We'll just pull it that. Not a high recommend on my part, but I'm glad I have them, and they're going to be very good in my truck loadout because they're a cheap locking plier. They're cheap, and I think these are better than the Pittsburgh ones, to be honest with you guys. These are better than the Pittsburgh. They're nowhere near the Bremen quality, but definitely better than the Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh stuff at Harbor Freight is pretty horrible. I have the Pittsburgh stuff, some of the Pittsburgh stuff, and it is bad. But this is better than Pittsburgh quality. The comfort, I like the comfort grip. I like some of the features on these things, and I don't like some of the features on some of the other things. So I guess this is kind of a toss-up. You guys decide as to what you think. Otherwise, this is the loadout. You guys know how I feel about this. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. As always, have yourselves a good day, good night. Hype the videos if you can. Hyper the videos if you can. And the CE tool then is going to hyper the tough itself out. So good night, guys. CE tool then out.